He says, tell your men to wear white kurtas. Kurtas? I said, Muslim.
We are now raising funds to build houses for those who have been homeless due to natural disasters in Afghanistan, Syria and Pakistan. Please donate whatever you can. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala build you guys a home for helping and enabling them to have a house. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, brothers and sisters and dear friends. This video I came across about 3 weeks to about a month ago, and I was really, alhamdulillah, amazed that this pastor, this priest who lives in South Africa.
It's good you said priest, otherwise we would have had to go on a tangent about pasta, spaghetti jokes, and then it would have taken long to come back.
Yeah, I don't like pasta.
What?
But I like this pastor.
Okay.
So, brothers and sisters, this is a video of this man. Not only himself, he has a dream, which we're going to listen to ourselves, and just see how this dream leads him, and not only him, but his whole congregation to Islam. Then we're going to come to maybe a few contentions someone might have and say, well, hold on a second. You know, there's a lot of these Christian videos who come and say, you know, this person saw Jesus and he was like, yes, this is the truth and whatever. And we're going to tell you why this is different to that completely. We're going to find out. But here's the video of his journey and how an entire church in South Africa comes to Islam through a dream and obviously with the guidance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Let's watch it.
So I've been a priest for 15 years now, leader of the congregation, the Corinthian Church of South Africa. It's got about 100,000 followers. Until I had a dream. I was sleeping. And I'm hearing this voice. I was sleeping in the church. It's a small room, a small piece of room. Then I heard this voice. It says, tell your men to wear white kurtas. Kurtas? I said, Muslim. Then I said, it's just a dream. He came again and again. And the last time, this voice became aggressive now. Tell your men. Then I went, it was a congregation. I said, now I'm going to all these people, I'm going to tell them, let them believe. Then I went there, and I told them, you know how Allah made it easy? They just accepted. All of them. Then when the next meeting came on the next congregation, everyone was wearing white kurtas. And all those they accepted. 3 months ago, I met the Shahada in the church. And they were supporting what I was saying. They were also saying it. Those 1,000 voices saying one, giving the Shahada with me. We were happy when we saw Muslim brothers coming. I said, I've been waiting for you. I had a dream that you'll come here. When they told me, you are going to Hajj, I said, oh, me? I can't go there. I won't go there. And when the day came, they say, you are leaving. I said, leaving when? You must be joking. This is not happening. It can't happen.
To me, like when I hear this, when I see this, like obviously we know that for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah says in the Quran, for him all things are possible. One thing you need to understand, because a lot of people, when we're in the dawah, when we talk to atheists here and people who are arrogant, stubborn,
Can you stop looking at me when you're saying arrogant,
no, I have
stubborn?
to, like, you know, evil, scums, vile creatures. Yeah. You know, when we speak to them and give them dawah, because they're so hard-headed, we think everybody is like them. Bro, I've been to Africa, I've been dawah in Malawi. I've been to certain other countries. I've been to Brazil.
Nice.
These people are on the fitrah. So what that means is, bro, you can speak to them about something so simple.
When you say fitrah, what do you mean?
Fitrah is the innate disposition, that meaning that you are born to have the propensity to know that God is one and is not a man. There's certain things. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So when you speak to these people and say, do you really believe God came to earth like a man and ate like me and you? There are people like, actually, you know what? This doesn't make sense. So this is why when we look at this, somebody might be watching this and say, hold on a second. And through a dream, he comes to Islam. And then his whole congregation, really that easy? Yes, that easy. Why? Number one, if Allah wills it, it's possible. Number two, it shows you, brothers and sisters, how genuine. When you watch this video, compared to the fake Christian videos who have these people who are not even Muslim in the first place, so these Iranians who, you know, or these Armenians, yeah? Okay, who are enemies of Islam, who are like, yeah, you know, I was a Muslim. You was never a Muslim. You was never a Muslim. And you know, the person who is telling the story is fake. His dream is fake. The production is fake. The people who are filming it is fake. Everything is fake. You know it. It's so clearly orchestrated. With this one, bro, you can see how genuine he is. You can see his reaction when he comes there. And you can see that, subhanAllah, the whole congregation, most likely from what I gathered, they accepted Islam a week before. The second congregation, you know, usually we when we do dawah, if a whole church comes to Islam and we don't have the footage, we get them to repeat the same thing on camera, just so people can see that their donations and what's happening, just to show the work. Do you get it? So that's why they were wearing the hijab, etc. Because you mentioned, you know, how comes they were wearing the hijab? He said on the second congregation, they came again, they told them to wear it. So in that aspect, bro, you need to understand the people in Africa and these countries, they are easy. The dawah is so simple, bro. When you go there, you would probably not be able to give dawah. You know why? Because you'll be thinking, I need to use big arguments. You don't need to, bro. It's so simple, bro. Simple stuff. You can use one verse from the Bible where Jesus praises the Father and go, I thought, if he's God, who's he praising? The people are like, yeah, actually, that's right.
This is actually quite interesting because I was actually thinking about this. And if you look at us being here in the West, there's so many different levels of propaganda and so much information that we're actually exposed to.
Yes.
More information than young kids were exposed to in, say, the 80s, like a significant amount.
Yes.
Like one comedian said, child can go home and watch any movie ever made at the touch of a button. You've got so many different ideas. So to kind of get through to these people and sift through the propaganda and all that information, it takes time. It's not that, oh, the argument is weak. No. And when you go to, say, Africa, because, not just Africa, but just villages in general, people that haven't been exposed to the Western propaganda and the technology, they're, like you said, because they're upon the fitrah, natural disposition, it's going to affect them more. The truth stands clear from falsehood, as we know from the Quran, and it's more apparent. But apparent to who? Somebody that's been constantly brainwashed for the last 10 years. We know the LGBT is constantly focusing on our children, and you're seeing that on WhatsApp and here and there, little books, you know, talking about explicit material and people being shocked and stuff like that. Why are kids, you know, being targeted? Because, of course, it's that programming. So these individuals, very simple people, live in villages, go and get water from wells, come to school, learn language, maths, keep things very simple. So it did. We were kind of speaking off camera and I was like, look, what if if we heard a Christian do this and say, I had a dream. Sorry, he was a Muslim and he goes to his masjid and he says, I had a dream about Jesus, about Christian. Firstly, I mean, it wouldn't be a shock if a Muslim had a dream about Jesus or something along those lines, because we accept Jesus as well. You know, Christians reject the Prophet, Jews reject Jesus and the Prophet. We accept both Moses and Jesus as well. But what was the point that you were making, that if a Muslim who became a murtad and claimed that he saw a dream attracting him to Christianity, how would that pan out?
Well, the thing is, like, let's put it into perspective here. Have you ever seen an entire congregation of Muslims in a masjid come into Christianity? Never, ever.
No.
Never. You know why?
No.
Because even one guy, if a guy comes and says, I saw Jesus in my dream and he said he's God.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it, but get the hell out of here. You know why? Because it's not a matter about a dream. It's a matter of what is Tawheed, what is a reality, which is what? Any person you go to, bro, a little child, you go to a little child and say, God is a man. He'll be like, Have you seen that little kid, that little girl who she's like, this doesn't make sense. This is the truth. Because it's the truth, people, it's not, to me, it's not fathomable that, an entire church, because all he had to do was go and say, hold on a second, all this time we've been worshipping this and believing this.
You worship the man.
Yeah, but if you think about it, that can't be true. It's not going to take, bro, it's not going to be like, oh my gosh, I need a miracle. It's going to be like, actually, why have we been believing this all this time? When you go to a church or go to a mosque and somebody comes and says, wallahi, I saw Jesus in my dream and he said he's God. That's it, brother. You saw Shaitan. Simple as that. Because you know why? You want us to believe that the one who created the heavens and the earth became a man, like me and you, came out the private part of a woman. Are you for real?
This is actually interesting.
Do you get it? Do you know what I'm saying? Are you for real? This is bro. Let me tell you something. The biggest enemy to Christianity is Christianity.
Yeah.
Simple as that, bro. The Trinity is the biggest factor which you see. Have you ever seen in history millions of Muslims leaving their faith? Never.
This is interesting.
But you see
That's
it in
a good
this.
point.
You see it today in the West. Millions of people. This shows that it is falsehood. It's impossible. We know in Islam there's certain people that leave Islam.
Yeah.
Not in the millions. No way, bro.
Yeah.
This will show it's false.
Wow.
How false it is. Not in the millions. Because if it's the true religion, bro, it would withstand. Islam has been the most attacked religion, vilified religion. Billions, £500 million spent by the FBI or CIA. Yeah. £500 million to vilify Muslims, and Islam is still the fastest growing religion. All these ex-Muslims and these atheists and these murtads, these clowns spent the last decade. Islam is intolerant. Islam says this about women. Islam's capital punishment, the murtad, and I'm proud of it. And all this kind of stuff. And guess what? People are coming to Islam because it's intolerant. Bro, you can't make this stuff up, bro.
Yeah, the
you
statement
can't
that you
make
said-
this stuff up.
Yeah, what you said.
What a big stab in their faces. Ooh.
Yeah, with context, of course.
No, what's the context?
With what you said.
Yeah. We're proud of it.
Yeah. So
Alhamdulillah.
what's interesting is that
Yeah.
if you've got a Muslim that leaves Islam
Yeah.
and he goes to the congregation, what you're now doing is you're taking the Islamic concept of God, and then if you're going to say Christianity, you're now weakening that God. You're saying that God needs a blood sacrifice. God needs to come down. God needs to
Yeah.
do this. But when a Christian is presented with Islam, you're upgrading your understanding of God by saying he's a man. God needs to, God doesn't need to do anything.
Exactly.
God is walam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad. There's none like him. Lam yalid walam yulad. He does not beget nor is he begotten. So Islam is actually an upgrade, because I was thinking that, dream, and we wouldn't accept that from others. But when it comes to Islam, it's more appealing to one's innate disposition. Why? Because it makes sense. It puts God where he deserves to be put, which is above anything anybody can ever imagine. I'm just, for the last, couple of days, I've been reading about, the stories of Hindu gods. And honestly, reading that strengthens my iman.
Yeah.
Reading that has actually made my iman stronger, because the gods are weak in one aspect. They have to come down. If they come down, then they're weak. They require help. If they're up, whether it's a Trimurti, what happens is they require little godlings to do their work, because they don't know what's going on. So they're limited in any way you can imagine. And I don't know how somebody lives like that, to be honest. Living in a way that you believe the one that you're praying to is limited. That, I think, ties in well with what you're saying.
I mean, in a nutshell, what you're saying is that you had to see ugly to know what beautiful is. That's what it is. Wise words from a wise man. The man with a plan. If he can't, nobody can. Till next time, brothers and sisters, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. If you guys enjoy our reaction videos that we do with Zishan, please recommend more, inshallah, and we will try to benefit you guys. Till next time, brothers and sisters, ahadun ahad.
That was good.